छन् र बाँकी कहाँ सबै छन् जाति यहाँ कोही छन् र बाँकी कहाँ सबै छन् जाति यहाँ गरेका मिले सबै
गुरस पनि फुल्छ यहाँ
एउटै हो सबको रहर बनाऊ यो हाम्रो सहर
एउटै हो सबको रहर बनाऊ यो हाम्रो सहर हाम्रो
Education is not only going to school and getting the degrees. It's about widening our knowledge and absorbing the truth of life. नमस्ते, म सोदासी चौधरी फेरि पनि हजुरहरूलाई स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु हाम्रो विराटनगर डिस्टेन्स लर्निङ प्रोग्राममा। फेरि म आज आएकी छु कक्षा 6 कै सोशल स्टडी सब्जेक्टसँग अर रिलेटेड अर्को नयाँ च्याप्टर लिएर। एन्ड द नेम अफ द च्याप्टर दैट आई एम गोइङ टु एक्सप्लेन यू ऑल टुडे इज our infrastructure of development, that is education, जसलाई हामी नेपालीमा हाम्रा विकासका पूर्वाधार शिक्षा पनि भन्ने गर्छौं। So again I'll be teaching you all with the help of PowerPoint slide. So let's once look at the PowerPoint slide. The topics that we are going to discuss today in this chapter are definition of education, its importance, education in past, beginning and development of modern education, types of education. जसरी हामीहरूले घर बनाउँदाखेरि या कुनै पनि प्रकारका बिल्डिङ्सहरुको निर्माण गर्दाखेरि हामीहरूको लागि सबैभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा चाहिँ के होला त? हामीहरूले के कुरालाई सबैभन्दा ध्यान दिन्छौं त? हाम्रो घरको जग बलियो हुनु पर्यो र द पिलर्स दैट आर गोइङ टु ह्यान्डल आवर हाउस शुड बी स्ट्रङ। इन द सेम वे हाम्रो समाजमा पनि विभिन्न प्रकारका इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चरहरु पाइन्छ। सो अमंग देम एजुकेशन इज one of the strongest pillar of our society that helps to develop our society. So in the next slide we can see the definition of education. So what is education? Education is the process of passing of knowledge, skills, customs and values from one generation to another. It is the most important infrastructure of development. Education is the process of passing of knowledge. Not only we do not only get the education, we do not acquire the education only going to the school, but we also acquire, we also gain the knowledge or we also gain the education from the different skills, the work that we do, from our customs and traditions that are being followed from one generation to another generation. I hope the definition or the concept of education is clear to you all. I would also again repeat this definition once again. Education is the process of passing of knowledge, skills, customs and values from one generation to another. It is the most important infrastructure of development that helps to develop the society and the country. It helps to improve the skill, yes, it helps to improve the skill and knowledge of the individual as well as the entire society and country. Now let's move onwards to another slide, that is importance. So why is education important? Every human beings need oxygen to survive in the world. Education is also as important as this because education gives people knowledge and skills they require. Education. So किन education चाहिँ शिक्षा चाहिँ हाम्रो लागि यति साह्रो महत्त्वपूर्ण छ त? जसरी हामीलाई बाँच्नको लागि अक्सिजनको आवश्यकता पर्छ, as oxygen is important for us, in the same way अहिलेको संसारमा education is also as important as oxygen because education gives people the knowledge, varieties of knowledge and skills they require. हामीलाई विभिन्न प्रकारको कामहरु गर्नुपर्छ, as we all are living in the modern society, in the modern age, we need to have lots of knowledge about different kinds of things. हामीलाई विभिन्न प्रकारको चीजहरुको बारेमा ज्ञान हुनु बहुत धेरै नै जरुरी छ, and all these things we get from the education. So education is as important as oxygen because if we want to survive in the world. So education is important to people of all the ages and it has no limit. तपाई जुनसुकै उमेरको मान्छे भए पनि education, you can acquire the education. There is no limit of, there is no any age limit of gaining the education. In the next slide, as we can see, no country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. So the main pillar of a country is citizens. Yes, so if the citizens, त्यो कुनै पनि देशको नागरिक यदि शिक्षित छैन भने it's very difficult to develop that country. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So it is also, education is also regarded as the most powerful weapon that can change the entire world. यदि तपाई शिक्षित हुनुहुन्छ भने तपाईले विभिन्न प्रकारका शिक्षाहरु, विभिन्न प्रकारका जुक्तिहरु, विभिन्न प्रकारका नलेज, ज्ञानहरु प्रयोग गरेर आफ्नो छर छिमेक, आफ्नो सोसाइटीलाई पनि नराम्रो ठाउँबाट राम्रो ठाउँमा डेभलप गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. In the same way, education is a great engine of personal development. So it also helps to develop humans, individuals, as well as the group of the people living in the society. So education is one of the most and fundamental thing that everyone needs. And education, without education, neither the individual, neither the group, neither the society nor the country can develop. So the importance that I have explained you all, I have also written in the points as you can see on the slides. So why is education important? Education is important for the following reasons. As you can clearly see in the slide, to gain knowledge and skills, to get better job, to be able to change the society, to develop social awareness. So if you are educated, well educated person, you will gain lots of varieties of knowledge regarding different things. यदि तपाई शिक्षित हुनुहुन्छ भने तपाईले विभिन्न प्रकारका ज्ञानहरु, विभिन्न कुराहरुको बारेमा ज्ञान प्राप्त गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. And you will also get better job. तपाईले राम्रो काम पनि पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ. Similarly, you can change the society and develop social awareness in the society. Similarly, let's see another slide. In another slide also we can see the importance of importance of education to have a good social status, to help conserve the national and public properties, to be a good citizen of a country, to be able to make wise decisions. So if you are well educated person, तपाईको समाजमा पनि उतै नै रेस्पेक्ट र इज्जत रहन्छ. Similarly, you will be aware about what is good and what is bad, so that you can conserve the national and public properties, and you will also be regarded as a good citizen of a country, and you will be able to make wise and good decision. So this is why education is very important for the development of individual as well as the development of country. But do you think we had the same type of education system in the past? कि हाम्रा पूर्वजहरूले, the ancestors of ours, did they also get the education in the same way? उहाँहरूले पनि यसरी नै education शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्नुहुन्थ्यो त? Let's see how was the education system in the past. So let's see how, as we can see in the slide, education in past. So how was the education system in the past? Did all the children, all the students go to the schools and get the educations? Once look at the slide. In the earlier days, there were no formal institutions like school and colleges to impart education. So in the past, पहिलेको जमानामा चाहिँ मानिसहरु स्कूल या कलेजेसहरुमा गएर शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनथे. They did not have any schools and colleges in the past. Children also received occupation, skills, social norms and values from their parents and relatives. So हामीले घरमा पाउने शिक्षा स्टुडेन्टहरुले चाहिँ घरमै बसेर, बालबालिकाहरुले चाहिँ घरमै बसेर प्यारेन्ट्सहरुले उहाँहरुको आमा बुवा र अरु रिलेटिभ्सहरुले जे कुराहरु सिकाउँथे, उनीहरुले गर्ने विभिन्न प्रकारका कामहरुको बारेमा उनीहरुलाई शिक्षा दिन्थे. सिमिलरली आफ्नो कल्चर, ट्रेडिसन्सहरुको बारेमा उनीहरुलाई नलेज दिन्थे. So children also received occupational skills, social norms and values from their parents and relatives rather than going to schools and colleges. In the same way, in the next slide we can see education was imparted in religious institutions like ashrams, monasteries, church, bihar, etc. So instead of going to school and colleges, instead of going to the formal institutions like school and colleges, students, they used to go to the religious institutions. उनीहरु चाहिँ धार्मिक स्थलमा गएर ज्ञान प्राप्त गर्थे. Like the धार्मिक स्थलहरु कुन हुन् त? Ashrams, monasteries, church, bihar. So they used to go to these religious places and gain the knowledge. Pupils, that is the students, pupils लाई हामी student पनि भन्ने गर्छौं. Pupils learn about the holy script, religious rites and rituals from their teachers who were also called guru. The medium of education was Sanskrit. As I have already said you all before, विद्यार्थीहरु चाहिँ पहिलेको जमानामा पहिले चाहिँ स्कुलहरुमा या कलेजेसहरुमा गएर शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्दैनथे. They did not get education from any of the formal institutions like school and colleges. There were no schools and colleges in the past. Besides that, they used to go to the religious institution, धार्मिक स्थलहरुमा गएर गुरुहरुबाट चाहिँ विभिन्न प्रकारका होली स्क्रिप्ट, religious rituals like धार्मिक संस्कार, परम्परागत अनुष्ठान, पूजाहरुको बारेमा चाहिँ उनीहरुले शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्थे. र उनीहरुलाई शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्नेलाई चाहिँ हामी टिचरलाई चाहिँ हामी गुरु भन्ने गर्थ्यौं. एन्ड द मिडियम अफ एजुकेसन, उनीहरुले चाहिँ शिक्षा कुन भाषामा पाउँथे त उनीहरुले शिक्षा चाहिँ संस्कृत भाषामा पाउँथे. सो संस्कृत वाज द मिडियम of the language that they used to use in the past to gain the knowledge. So again I would like to repeat the same thing about education in the past. They did not have, in the past we did not have any schools and colleges that are called formal institutes from where the children would get the knowledge, children would get the educations. They used to receive the skills they used to receive occupational skills, social norms and value from their parents and relatives. Similarly, education was imparted in religious institution. धार्मिक स्थलमा गएर बालबालिकाहरूले चाहिँ धार्मिक संस्कार, परम्परागत अनुष्ठान, पूजाहरूको बारेमा चाहिँ ज्ञान प्राप्त गर्थे. And the medium of education was Sanskrit. I hope I was able to make you clear till now. And if you have just opened the TV and you are looking at Makalu television, then I would like to welcome you all to our Biratnagar distance learning program, जहाँ म कक्षा 6 को social study subject अन्तर्गत our infrastructure and development, that is education भन्ने च्याप्टर लाई पढाइरहेका छौं. त्यस्तै गरी हामीले पिक्चरमा पनि हेर्न सक्छौं way of imparting education in past. So in the past, या picture is also clear. तपाईले यहाँ चित्रमा पनि हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. In the picture, as we can see, students, they used to छात्रहरु उहाँहरु चाहिँ धार्मिक इन्स्टिट्युसनहरुमा or religious institutionsहरुमा गएर they used to get the knowledge regarding norms, social norms, values, rituals and culture of their society. Now, beginning of modern education. So, how was modern education begin in our country? So, in the picture, can you see Janga Bahadur Rana, one of the Rana Prime Minister? He was the person who introduced modern education in our country, Nepal. Janga Bahadur Rana took the initial step towards the formal English education after his visit to European countries. Janga Bahadur Rana, one of the Rana Prime Minister during the Rana regime, he took the first step to introduce formal English education in our country. त्यो भन्दा पहिले हाम्रो देशमा पनि formal education system थिएन, but he was the one who introduced formal education system in our country after his visit to European country. जब उहाँ विभिन्न European countries हरु visit गरेर भ्रमण गरेर नेपाल फर्किनु भयो, त्यसपछि उहाँले formal English education लाई चाहिँ नेपालमा introduce गर्नुभयो. So how did he introduce? He introduced Darbar High School in 2010 BS. So after that, after visiting European countries, he introduced formal education system in our country, Nepal, and by establishing Darbar High School in 1910 BS. But this Darbar High School, in the beginning, when he had established, it provided education to only the royal families. So, जब Darbar High School हाम्रो देशमा स्थापना भयो, त्यतिखेर सर्वसाधारणले एजुकेशन या शिक्षा प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनथे. Only it was provided to the royal families. As you can see the picture of Darbar High School on the screen also. Now, development of modern education. So Janga Bahadur Rana was the person who began modern education in our country, and later on the development of modern education started. Now let's see how was the development of modern education started. The way of education spread throughout the country with the introduction of democracy in 2007 BS. So when democracy was introduced in our country in 2007, the wave of education, the education system was started in our country. The government and the people became more aware the importance of education. So after the democracy in 2007, democracy प्रजातन्त्र 2000 जब प्रजातन्त्र हाम्रो देशमा 2007 सालमा आयो, त्यसपछि सरकार, that is government and the people became more aware about the importance of education. At the time, the literacy rate of Nepal was only 2%. So डेमोक्रेसी प्रजातन्त्र हाम्रो देशमा आइसकेपछि 2007 सालमा प्रजातन्त्र हाम्रो देशमा आइसकेपछि मानिसहरू र सरकारले शिक्षाको महत्त्व बुझ्न थाले र त्यस समयमा हाम्रो देशमा शिक्षाको चाहिँ पर्सेन्ट खाली 2% मात्र थियो. Only 2% people were literated in our country. After that, the government formulated plans to educate people. So as the education level, literacy rate of our country was only 2%, the government formulated varieties of different types of plans and policies so that they can educate maximum number of people. So in the next slide, as we can see, different types of education. Our education चाहिँ कति प्रकारका छन् त? Education are mostly two types, that is formal education and another one is non-formal education. Formal education भनेको के हो त? Let's see. Formal education is a planned and structured learning event. A qualified teacher or professors teach people and provides the knowledge on the various subject matters as per the class level of the student. So formal education, जुन हामी school, college, universities हरमा गएर जहाँ हामी education प्राप्त गर्छौं, त्यसलाई हामी formal education को रूपमा लिन सक्छौं. So it is a planned and a structured learning event. So बच्चाहरुको उमेर अनुसार, बच्चाहरुको level अनुसार हामीले education प्राप्त education दिने गर्दछौं. So in this way, we provide education in the formal education system, and in the formal education system, qualified teachers or professors teaches people, students to provide knowledge on various subject matters. So हामी स्कुल गइसकेपछि हामी एउटा मात्र सब्जेक्ट त पढ्दैनौं होला, तपाईलाई थाहा छ होला हैन विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरु. We learn varieties of subject and different subject matters, and to make us understand about all these subject matters, we can find well qualified teachers and professors who give us the knowledge about the various types of subject matter. So according to the level of the student, बच्चाहरुको level, तह र उमेरको हिसाबले we provide them education as per this structure. In the context of Nepal, formal education is provided in several government and private school and colleges and universities. So हाम्रो देशको सन्दर्भमा चाहिँ हामीले education विभिन्न सरकारी र प्राइभेट स्कुलहरुबाट दिइराछौं. त्यसै गरी we have many well known colleges and universities that provides education to the students. So similarly, we have well known few universities in our country, and I would like to enlighten you about the universities also. Like the first university, Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu University, Purvanchal University and Pokhara University. So these all are the well known universities of our country. Similarly, non-formal education. अब यो non-formal education भनेको के हो त? Non-formal education is any organized educational activity that takes place outside the formal education system. School colleges हरुमा नगएर जो मानिसहरु विद्यार्थीहरु मानिसहरु स्कुल कलेजेसहरु जान सक्दैनन् र स्कुलमा पाइने एजुकेसन प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनन्, उनीहरुको लागि चाहिँ सरकारले either it's NGO, INGOs or government or non-government organizations, they are providing non-formal educations to these students. So usually it is flexible, contextualized and uses participatory approach. So this non-formal education मा चाहिँ त्यो ठाउँको कन्सेप्ट के छ त, त्यो ठाउँको कन्सेप्ट इफ त्यो त्यसलाई क्लियर गर्नको लागि and maximum participation is very much required to run non-formal education. So there are varieties of non-formal educations that you can see on the screen also. types of non-formal education. So besides getting formal education, yes, by the children, by the students in school and colleges, there are different non-formal education system that we are providing, and it's for children's education, adult education, women's education, and special education. So these all are the types of non-formal education. As in the picture, you can see children's education. So poor children who are suffering from poverty, पैसा गरिबीको कारणले गर्दा स्कुलहरु जान नसक्ने बालबालिकाहरुलाई चाहिँ हामीले यसरी नन फर्मल वेमा एजुकेसन प्राप्त दिइरहेका छौं, जसले गर्दा at least they will be knowing what is right and what is wrong and what are the things they are supposed to do for their betterment and for the betterment of the society. For example, यी बालबालिकाहरुलाई के सही हो र के गलत हो भन्ने कुरा थाहा हुँदैन. यिनीहरु they can easily get into the bad habits. So in order to make them a qualified person, successful person, yes, children's education is provided by non-formal organizations so that they can at least distinguish between what is good and what is bad, and they will not get into any bad activities or in any bad track. In the same way, another one is adult education. This adult education is mostly provided to in the rural areas where most of the aged people are uneducated. उमेर भइसके पनि शिक्षित नभएका मानिस, अशिक्षित वर्गका मानिसहरुलाई चाहिँ हामी adult education दिने गर्दछौं, and adult education is provided by organizing any kind of awareness campaign in which the people, yes, the literated people, they go to the different villages and the rural areas where they provide education to these people about the bad impact of the social evils in our society. They provide education about we should not discriminate about male and female. Yes, similarly they also provide the knowledge about, they also give the knowledge about we should never discriminate people on the basis of caste, creed, religion, or on the basis of their either they are male and female. And we also provide them the education, we also provide them the knowledge that education is one of the most important aspect for the development of the individual and the country. So education is provided, so the knowledge is provided to them, so that आफूहरु अशिक्षित भए पनि adult education को माध्यमबाट they will be able, their concept will be clear, and they will be able to send their children to the schools and provide better education to their children so that they can make their future bright and also help in the development of the society. Similarly, there is another picture, as we can see, women's education. Women's education भनेको चाहिँ के हो? हाम्रो समाजमा अहिले पनि महिला कतिपय ठाउँमा महिलाहरूलाई शिक्षा प्रदान गरिदैन. In most of the places still women are not educated. They are discriminated on the basis of their gender. ए महिला हो, छोरी मान्छे हो, यिनीहरुले पढ्नु हुँदैन भन्ने कन्सेप्ट अहिले पनि छ हाम्रो देशमा. So as the women are not educated, they cannot earn their living, they cannot earn income. So at least in the women's education system, we provide them we provide them trainings, skills on the different technical matters in the different technical fields so that they can work and they can earn their living. As in the picture, we can see some of the women doing the work of tailoring. हामीले यहाँ हेर्न सक्छौं सिलाइ बुनाइको काम गरिरहेका छन्. So in the same way, if they get such kind of skills and knowledge and trainings, it will be easy for them to earn their livelihood. In the same way, special education भनेको चाहिँ के होला त? As you can see in the picture, हामीले कोही बच्चाहरुलाई, we can see the children, they are sitting in the wheelchair. Some people, some students, some children, they are not able to see. Yes, physically challenged children are provided with special education. For example, autism. तपाईहरुले autism को बारेमा त सुन्नु नै भएको छ होला. Yes or no? So in Viratnagar, so we have autism school where special type of education, special type of knowledge is provided to the children. Similarly, we also have school for the blind children who gets the education with the help of, who gets the knowledge with the help of Braille script. In the same way, we have varieties of institutions who are providing special education to the physically challenged or impaired children. At last, I would like, in the conclusion, before ending my class, I would like to roughly revise the chapter. Education, therefore, is the greatest wealth of everyone. It is considered the most powerful infrastructure of development. It is the key of development. So, as I have already said, जसरी सास नफेरिकन हामी बाँच्न सक्दैनौं. Oxygen is very important for us to survive. In the same way, education is also as important as oxygen in this world to survive. Without education, we cannot fulfill our dreams and desires, and we cannot develop ourselves, our society, and our country. So it is one of the most important infrastructure of development. If you all are clear about the concept of our infrastructure of development education, जसलाई हामी नेपालीमा हाम्रा विकासका पूर्वाधार शिक्षा पनि भन्ने गर्छौं, I would like to give you all some assignment. As you can see in the screen also, define education. What is education? Why is education important for us? Who started English education in Nepal and why? I would like to repeat the question once again. Define education. Why is education important for us? Who started education English in Nepal and why? आशा छ हजुरहरुले मैले पढाउन चाहेको कुराहरु बुझ्नुभयो होला. I hope you all were able to understand whatever the things I taught you in this chapter. And I would like to, by saying this, I would like to end my class. And again, we will be again meeting on 5th of Jester, that is on Monday. And now I would like to welcome my another friend, teacher friend, to proceed with class 7. Thank you.